Respected guest of the honor of the day, Shri B.S. Lali Sahab, CEO Prasar Bharati, one of the gurus of life, Professor Dr. Arvind Sinha, Professor from Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, guest come friend and a dear friend too in a very short span, Dr. Sanjay Sethi, Senior Director, Engineering, Toshiba America Electronics, protagonist of the day and organizer of this 7th Renvoy, our team leader, Dr. Shalini Trivedi, esteemed faculty colleagues, participants from industry and academia, honorable jury members sitting in the front seats, select students of business school. At the onset, I am grateful to Mr. B.S. Lali for sparing his valuable time and accepting our invite to be the guest of honor for this 7th case study workshop. Please put your hands together and welcome him to the campus. Once a teacher, always a teacher, and once a student, always a student. Whenever we feel like we have this executive privilege to call upon our own teachers, Professor Dr. Arvind Sinha, who travelled all the way from Kanpur, IIT Kanpur, to be with us this morning. Sir, we welcome you from bottom of our hearts. The semiconductor technologist, Dr. Sanjay Sethi, who worked with some of the finest companies of the world, who accepted our invite to address us all. We are so grateful to you, Sanjay, for sparing your time. Please put your hands together. And I take this opportunity to convey my special appreciation to the team leader, Dr. Shalini Trivedi, who worked very hard for this Renvoy. Bigger round of applause, everybody. Miss Anita Vinayak, Sonia Singh, Bhavna Ranjan, Professor Jaya Manohar Ahuja, Sonali P. Banerjee, and above all, Dr. R.S. Rai. I take this opportunity to wish all the students, team members of the Renvoy, my admin team who have given their might to make it successful. Thank you so very much for making this program a success. We have received many case studies, participation from different parts of the industry, about which Dr. Trivedi will talk. As a part of my welcome address, I should restrict myself only to this point, but with the permission of Lali Sahab and Professor Sinha, Dr. Sethi, sir, can I present my point of view about case study? Sir, I'll take 10 minutes, and as a student of management, permit me to present my point of view. If you look at the case study as a concept, which is almost 139 years old, it started way back in 1871 by Christopher Longdale in Harvard Law School. And as a student of management, when I look at this case study as a concept, as a teaching tool, this case study raises so many cases before us. This is our 7th Renvoy, and we try to put up all the cases in the form of a book, and all the select case studies this year will also be compiled in the form of a book. And when I look at these case studies, somehow as a student, I am not very happy with the quality of case studies. If you look at how case study evolved as a concept in the early 30s in Wharton, then Harvard, and then the emergence of many consulting companies in different parts of the US, and in late 60s and 70s, many professors of Indian Institute of Management, they have gone to Harvard School for getting their formal training in case study. And the kind of case study we have raises so many significant questions. To my mind, as a business school teacher, we have seen that many teachers, they use case study and they become the distributor of knowledge. And if we look at any process-oriented faculty, one thing is very clear, that user is moving closer to the source. Now, if as a teacher, I am a mere distributor of knowledge in the class, my days are limited. How many of us are going back to theories and adding value to the existing body of the knowledge? Or I am a mere taker going to the class and distributing to the students. I personally feel in my days as a student, knowledge was a closely held proprietorship of few people. Nowadays, courtesy Professor Google, our students know better English and they know more about the subject rather than the teacher themselves. So, it raises many fundamental questions, and as a teacher, if we are not going back to research, if we are not going to generate case studies, our life is going to be difficult. Second point, second gap which I see, that in this country we are producing many business managers, but still industry says that they are not up to our expectation. Where is the gap? Perhaps we need to go back and do some kind of soul searching. Why this gap? When we get case studies from industry, I have colleagues like Shalini who comes and says to me that, sir, I won't accept a case without teaching learning notes. If you go back to industry and say that we won't accept your case without teaching notes, they say we are not interested, we don't know perhaps how to write teaching notes. If we ask this question that who is the protagonist of your case, they say, please don't ask these many questions. You have asked us to submit a case and this is our case. Up to you to decide what you have to use and what you are not supposed to use. Majority of the case studies which we have seen or I have received in business school, they are full of quantitative method and we lack quality. And our case studies are coming from the routine and mundane sectors. Why we are not going to different social sector? Why majority of our students, they are looking for financial sectors in their recruitment? Why they want to go to the services sector only? Why not to manufacturing sector? Why there is a huge gap between demand and supply? This is my 14th year in the business school, and out of 16 batches joined business school, I have the privilege of teaching to 14 of them. And sir, in every concluding ceremony, I ask this question to my students: how many of you would like to come back to your business school as a teacher? Hardly I find few hands. And this is the case study why some of the best brains, they are not coming to education. The industrialization of education also raises so many questions before us, and we need to do a lot of soul searching. Why it is so? Why people are not going to different manufacturing sector, and why we see the emergence of different form of terrorism, maybe in different part of Orissa, different part of Jharkhand, Andhra Pradesh, and different part of the country. Why toppers of civil services, I need to work on this. Why the topper, how many toppers of civil services, they become cabinet secretary? Why the topper of a B school is not the first one to be recruited by industry? Because they are looking for the right fit. One of the days we were talking in the presence of our founder that why the head of army staff, they are not the sword of honors in academy, or how many sword of honor became chief of army staff or navy staff or the air force. These are the questions which we need to ask, and this Renvoy tells us this is the time when we should go back and add to the existing body of knowledge. When our students, they go to different industrial houses, industry is quite rigid in sharing many more data, and we could not get a quality case because of the confidentiality of this stuff. Sir, on this 7th Renvoy, perhaps we have to move from confidentiality to transparency. And more transparency we have in our life, we will add to the existing body of knowledge. And industry and academic institutions both, they will be benefited. With this, from bottom of my heart, and on behalf of our founder, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, who started this Renvoy case study workshop 7 years back, I welcome to each one of you, and I am sure at the end of the day, this is going to add invaluable value in our life. Thank you so very much.